Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Woo woo. So I am doing a financial talk of 2021. Me and my husband sat down and spoke about our 2021 finances, and we are changing a couple of envelopes, how we're direct depositing certain things. And I also wanted to talk to you guys about certain things that are out there for a financial freedom. So if you like watching these kind of videos, keep on watching. So, I'm blurry. Oh, there we go. So, we are in the middle of November. Well, technically not middle. It is November 7th right now. But in order for our direct deposits to hit perfect before January 1st of 2022, we do our usual discussions and review of all of our envelopes and our deposits around this time. So that being said, I'm gonna put you up so you can look down on everything that I am looking at, and we'll talk as we go through it. I'll be back. So as you guys can see, I have a hot mess right here, so besides my coffee, that's important in life. But here is stuff that I want to talk to you guys about. And the first thing I want to talk about is books, right? We see all these videos nowadays of all these people showing you books, budget books, envelopes, how to budget, and they go from like $5 all the way to, I don't know, $50 I've seen. So I went on a budget video trend thing and went on YouTube and watched all these people actually watching their videos. One, I like watching them. I don't need to. Obviously, I got my own mojo going here, but I do like watching other people's budget videos. I don't know why. It makes me, interested on like how they work their budget and stuff. But obviously I don't buy none of their books. Like, I think who's the other, the Budget Mom has a book, and her book is great. It's big as can be because she breaks down every single detail you can possibly think of in a book. I mean, in a budget book. So like that kind of stuff is the reason why I don't buy those kind of books, because they usually have more than what I need for my budgeting, and I am one of those person that I'd rather have it the way I like it versus buying something that has, I don't know, maybe 10 pages for that 1 month to do your budget, and I probably use like 3. Waste of paper, waste of trees, waste of energy, waste of space. So that's my number one thing is books. Like, you can use anything. I get these books from work for free from vendors, and they're regular notebooks, and this is the notebooks I use actually for work. This is for 2022. This is my regular calendar for 2022, and I've already started. Is basically the same as I did last year, and I'm pretty sure there's a video out there about it. And I just do a monthly going all the way down 1 through 31 for January, and then I just put the weeks with an empty page on one side. So this is my dailies, and then I have an empty page just in case I want to put anything on it, and that's enough for me for work. And as you can see, it didn't cost me anything but me, my time, writing everything down, obviously, you know, taking the time to just do this. And I do this maybe like 5 minutes at nighttime when I'm laying in bed watching TV. And I'm almost halfway throughout the year. I'm in through September. So, and it cost me nothing. $0. The other thing I end up doing is, obviously my bullet journal is another way. And I've got so many videos out there about this. And obviously I always liked the everything in one. So I had my planner with my bank information, my envelopes and my bank information. Now, as you guys know, I do a cashless envelope system because of the simple fact of what's going on in the world out there. And because of that, we started doing cashless envelopes. We used to do stuffing of cash envelopes and carried all the cash at one point, about 3 years of our lives doing cash envelopes. But now we do cashless envelopes. But everything was in my bullet journal, so I would do my regular, obviously, whatever I was doing for the week, and then I had 3 pages with my stuff for budgeting. So I have my main account, my sinking fund account, and my cash envelope, my cashless envelopes accounts. So these are technically all the envelopes I would totally have for what we use. And that was it. That's pretty much good enough for me. My battery's dying. I have to change it. I'll be right back. Alright, brand new battery. So I had everything in just this $5 bullet journal that I got from Michael's. So you can use anything. I mean, you can use a regular notebook. So besides that, you know, if you're in a financial journey, my advice to you is just start with a regular notebook. Don't go crazy buying all this stuff that you probably don't need at the moment. But if you do want it, budget for it, you know, but use a regular notebook. This can be done simple on this notebook right here, and I got this for free. It's a Steno notebook, and you can do it here in this little notebook right here all year, right here, with a pen and a notebook. That's it. You don't need nothing else. The second thing I want to talk to you guys about was envelopes. There is a million envelopes out there in the world. Like, people make them pretty, people make them fancy, you know, you can color them. I mean, you name it, they're out there. I don't need to tell you this, you probably already know this, but there's a million of envelopes out there that people sell. And at one point I had a box that I brought with 500 envelopes when I first started this journey, and I colored them, put washi tapes, do a little design in front of them. I mean, if you go back to one of my old videos, that's what I used in the beginning, and called it a day. I mean, and I had 500 envelopes for $1. I mean, now they have these plastic ones you can buy. Now they have, you know, all these fancy ones that cost money. And if you're on a financial journey, you shouldn't be buying these fancy things unless you budget for them. The other thing is the plastic ones, you know, they last longer. But 500 for $1, I mean, how many envelopes can you go through? Like, the whole entire $500 can last you about 3 years. I think it did for us. Like, I can't even find a box. I think we finished them all. And it was $1, just $1. So, and another way is bills. Bills, they send you your bill and it has an envelope in it. And 98% of us pay our bills online, so you don't need the envelope. So what happens to the envelope? It goes in the trash. Granted, it is a bigger envelope, but it's free. It comes in the mail. So if you save those won't cost you any money. Next I want to talk to you about is budgets. Budgets are pretty simple, basic. is all about the income that you make versus your household expenses, right? Now, everything else is up to you. Is up to you on what you want to do with your finances. Okay, it's up to you. Do you want, obviously you need food and everything else, so I would do cash envelopes first, and that would be food, gas for us and other. That's our cash envelopes. Then you reduce it. So you have your income, you reduce your rent, your car payments. Everybody has a car payment, your insurance. That's all expenses. Utilities. That's all your expenses right there. Right? Can you see that? Sorry, I was out of range. That's all the kinds of expenses that you will have to take out second, right? Then you can do your other stuff, which is food, gas. I have other. These are what we do for our cash envelopes. Now, the next step is up to you. We can't tell you what to do with your finances. Just like you can't tell me what to do with mine, because it's my finances. So it's up to you. What is important to you? Is it your savings, your debt, your sinking funds? For us, is our sinking funds. We have about 10 envelopes, cashless envelopes. And that's our third step. So you got 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4. So our sinking fund is our 4th step, right? And we fund that. So now you go back, you have your income, let's say 1,000, that's a lie. Expenses, let's say 500 for your expenses. Can you see that? Oh yeah. 500 for your expenses. I'm just throwing numbers, people. Cash envelopes, 100. So now you have income minus that, minus your expenses, minus your cash envelope gives you, what do you have left? I am horrible when it comes to math, so I usually 99.9% use a calculator. So you will have 300 left. So here's your expenses, here's your cash envelopes, here's your sinking. So next step, the 5th step is actually up to you. Do you want to save or do you want to kill your debt? Now obviously we are killing our debt, so our next step would be our debt, and we will put at least most of it into our debt, and then we would do 100 to our savings. And that zero out your budget. That is basically a budget, people. So you have your income minus your expenses. Then you have your cash envelopes, if you have any, minus your sinking funds, if you have any, minus your debt, minus your savings. And then this is called a zero-based budget. But usually, I like to leave a cushion in our checking account because my technical budget is my checking account. So it's our check register. So if you've seen my videos before, I decided to put everything in one book. So I brought this humongous book in Amazon. I'll link it below. And from now on, going forward, everything is going in there. So last month we had our main account, which is my main account register. Everything comes out of here. Our bills, our expenses, everything comes out of here. We do separate our deposits based on what is our expenses, based on what is our cash envelopes. So we have direct deposit. We have direct deposit to the main that takes care of the expenses, the cash envelopes, the sinking funds. Then the rest of the remaining money from what we get paid goes to our main account, which is on the expenses account, because this is our main account. So from there is where we end up paying the debt. So from our main account, whatever is left, we pay our debt, and then we put stuff in our savings. But we already have direct deposit into the cash envelopes and cashless envelopes and our sinking funds. So we already know our numbers. So that's how our budget works. So let me show you what me and my hubby spoke about today. And I will push it out some so you guys can see a little better. So we ended up reviewing our books, meaning we went back to this book. We went back to the beginning of the months when I was here. What happened was I didn't have enough pages to finish the year. If not, everything would have been in here. But I only have like a few pages left, and I need to finish obviously 2021 in this. So that's the only reason why I ended up switching it ahead of time to this. Technically this wasn't supposed to start to 2022 until I realized I didn't have enough pages. But that being said, we obviously, you can even use one of these. You buy a pack of 4 for, I don't know, I think it was like $4 for these. And all it is obviously scrambles, because we needed to go back. We went back to everything for the whole entire year on our sinking funds and looked to see where we were negative, where our amounts was very low in a certain amount of months. So this is getting changed. So in January, so let me show you a little bit closer. So in January, our beginning, this is our sinking fund. And beginning in January, this was what we were funding our envelope. So Nina was at 60, taxes was 80, membership is 100, car is 200. Now car is car repairs. Membership is like magazines that we get every year. I don't have a BJ's, I don't have a Costco's. I have AAA, that's AAA. Easy Pass, that's a membership. That kind of stuff goes in here. Car is more of car repairs for both cars. That's 200. Christmas is 100. Clothing is 100, and that's for the whole family, me, Bella, and Lexton. The home is 250. Medical was 260, and then we never had an other account. Then in July we went through it. So we go through these numbers at least twice a year. So in January we start, so like January of 2022, these are the numbers that we're going to start with, which will be here. But in July we reviewed it again, and obviously we were short on some, too high on others, so we changed it around. And Nina was 60, taxes was 130, membership was 100, car was 200, Christmas was 100, clothing was 100, home was 250, medical was 210, and then other was 0. Now for starting in December, because we wanted my direct deposit is going to take at least 2 pay cycles. Usually they do take about 2 pay cycles for the direct deposit to go through. I mean, that's how it works for my job. I don't know for your job. So we need to start this. Actually, I'm sending out the email on Monday on how I want my changes going forward. So starting in December, Nina's gonna have 80, taxes is gonna be 130, membership is gonna be 100, car is 200, Christmas is 100, clothing is 100, home is going up to 260, and medical is going down to 180, and other is going to be 50. So my sinking funds in order to fund is 1,200. Now when we changed it, we were doing more. It was 1,350 total, right? And then I know like for Christmas I was short a couple of times, but next year we're doing Christmas differently, so I shouldn't be spending a lot of money in Christmas. Nina also needs more because she started changing. We changed her food to not hard food, but the canned food, and they're more expensive. That's why we need to put 80 on Nina. Home needs to go up because obviously whatever this bucket, whatever we don't use to do any repairs to our current home, everything else is going to be saved for Tennessee. So that's why I want to up this bucket, because eventually when we move to Tennessee 2 years from now, this bucket needs to have money in it. Medical is 180. I lowered it because I realized that by the end of this year we did have a lot of money left over, and actually we only have 1 more month left, and I still have money in our HSA card, so we've been using that. So whatever stays in medical, that's just gonna go forward for the following month. Then the new bucket of other is only 50 instead of 100. So it actually went down, so I only need to do sinking funds $600 out of my paycheck for the sinking fund starting in December. So this is going to happen right away. You guys are going to notice this probably in our January of 2022 video when I recap my budget, because I would have to adjust all of the envelopes to match whatever comes in for our deposits. So next will be my cashless envelopes, which are also here. And then starting in December, I'm separating December, yes. So I already started lining up my stuff. So like this is November, we're not done yet. So then I'm putting my bills for December here. Then this is December, and I'm gonna give myself 2 pages. Oh, you can't even see that already. I'm gonna give myself 2 pages for the main account because I want to make this bigger so I can write better notes on what the stuff is. And I put myself 2 columns, one for credit, one for debit. So I gave myself 2 pages, and that should be fine because this thing has a lot of pages in it. So I'm giving myself 2 pages for Chase, 2 pages for Peoples, and then of course I'm giving myself my envelope. So I got my 9 envelopes including the other, and then now I'm separating my cashless envelopes that has to do with my groceries, my gas, and other, and I want to separate those 3 because I want to have a better concept on when I'm spending gas, because eventually I will be going back to work and gas will be more there than anything else, right? Because I'm going to be going back to work, so I'm going to be wasting more gas. Currently, whatever we've been using on these envelopes been going straight to debt because we did that big I did that big haul where I purchased a lot of meat and spend less money because it wasn't organic meat and all that kind of stuff. So all this money lately has been going straight to the debt. Then here's when we start 2022. I think you can see the pencil marks. And then I did the same thing. January got Chase too. So I'm going to take a day this week and I'm just going to do ahead of time my budgets. And then every month I did give myself a page to put the bills, because what's happening is I do have the bills here, but as you can see, some of them are still in, like school loans are still in deferment, so we don't pay those. What else? And then some of them like I've paid off, so I like to see, I want to see that. I don't know why, I just do. So I figured every month I can put the bills in one page. I mean, I do have enough pages. I think this sucker has like 800 if you count both the back and the front. So I have enough pages for that. So I will have a bigger version of this stuff, right? Which is better because I'll be able to write better notes when it comes to certain things instead of trying to cramp it all in there. So I am liking this version better. So like this is the best part of me, of why I do it in a bullet journal format or a notebook format, is because I get to change it as I like it. So, and I've been doing this since the beginning of time. So like 2017 was our first time we started our debt-free journey. So ever since 2017, I have changed this for the better because I like it better this way. And every new year I get to do another one of these, which shows me what I have paid off. Eventually, I think for 2022, because we're done paying off most of these, I believe. Where are you? Yeah. So most of these we paid off. So eventually I'm putting the school loans in there, because obviously I don't have the school loans there because that's the highest besides the home. But starting in 2022, I'm gonna put the school loans in there to keep tabs on those, since I have more space. Because right now our debt-free journey is to get rid of our credit cards, obviously. So let's go back here. So these will be my cashless envelopes in my personal account. So I went in, and because I will begin work soon. I'm not sure when that's gonna happen, but it is gonna happen. So I went in, I thought about 40. So what happens is you go in and you say, okay, I spent $40 in gas. That's a week. So you got 40 times 52 weeks in a year. Then I get paid bi-weekly, which is 24 pay periods. So if you get paid weekly, that'll be divided into 52. Well, not even. Obviously, you know it's 40. But we get paid twice a month, so it's 24, I believe, that I get. So depends on the year. So let me see. Sorry, I had to stop the camera before it died. So I divided into my pay periods, and it told me 86. So I'm just gonna do 90, an even 90 for my gas envelope. I'm gonna do an other. With the other is, I'm considering it as beauty and health. I just didn't put it here. So other, beauty and health. So it's 20. And then toiletries is 30. So then this and this is gonna go together. So this is 50. And then my food is gonna be 200. So this is on a pay by basis. So when I add all of this up, it gives me 340. So I got 90, 50, and 200. 340. So 340 per pay period. I have to change it. Right now we get... What do we get? 250 and 150. Right now I get 400 into a month. Oh wait, it's 250 plus 150 plus 400. So I do 800 on that envelope. So I'm cutting it in half. Wow, 800. 340 plus 340, 680 out of 800. I'm trying to save 120 bucks if we split all of this. So as you can see, I do have it split into the three. Into the just three, which is the grocery, the other, and the total. And other was everything. I threw everything else, the gas and everything else, but it's not keeping me informed on what is gas, what is other things. So I want a more in depth of what I'm spending on what. And I know that most of the stuff that I spent on here is the toiletries, the health and beauty, and then obviously the food. The food I always separated, but the gas. So like I want a more in-depth on this stuff, on what I'm spending, basically. Is what I want. What I want. So I can know more better what I'm spending what. So starting the following month, I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3. We're gonna have 4 breakdowns of that one, and I'm okay with that because obviously we do have the space for it because obviously of here. So I do have the grocery, I split the gas, and I have other, but I really don't want to leave other like that. I think I need another one. I think I might have to put this in a separate page because I need 4 envelopes of these. So I'm gonna change this for next month because I do want to break down the toiletries separate from my beauty and other. I do want to separate it, so I need 4 buckets. So technically I need 4 buckets. Yes, I need 4 buckets for my cashless. So we're gonna rework that out, but I do need to change that payroll for $340 per pay period. So that gives us 120, but the 120 really is not, because I also have a Chime account that it was for Bela, but now I'm changing it because Bela got her own account. We're starting to teach her how to be responsible with finances. She's 15 and I think she's old enough to start learning. If you don't teach them early, girl, forget it. So I'm gonna take that Chime account and we're gonna put, right now only 25 goes there, and technically that was for Bela, but now we're doing it 100 to go there, and that's gonna be for fun and entertainment. So then I don't use the other on this bucket because the fun and entertainment is here. So once this is done, we cannot buy food, we cannot go out, we cannot do nothing. So 100 per pay period is 200 a month for going out, and this will be for anything, like if we go out to eat, if I decide not to cook, if somebody wants to go to the movies, and we hardly do any of that stuff. So this money will be there for that. Whether it builds up, not builds up, it doesn't matter, it'll be there. I can pay bills from here. I can pay any of my credit cards or bills or anything from any of my accounts. I have them all linked with whatever debt we still have, which is technically 2, 3, I think it's 3 of them. At the moment, the small ones is 3 of them. 3 of them, because don't forget, I still have the Best Buy, but that's 0 interest. I say that all the time. My husband doesn't want to pay it off. And we have still the 2 cities. One is almost completely gone. Then we still have one that we're working on. And then we have the 3 big, humongous, major ones, which is the 2 car loans, the loan, and the home. And then that's it. So, but I can pay them out of any of these accounts. I can pay it out of Chime because I added them to my Chime account just in case. You never know. And I also have them to a bill. I had them set up on my bill pay here. I have them set up in my sinking fund account. So I can pay any of my bills if God forbid I ain't got money here to pay, I don't know, Best Buy. The $50 here, I can pull the 50 from here. We just won't go out to eat, and I can pull the 50 from here and put it in any of the put it on the other bucket. So I can pay my bills in any of these 3 accounts. Also, my husband has his own personal account that he has for his own gas and his own little spending for whatever he wants to spend it on. So if I need him to pull money out of his, he can also pay any of our debt bills out of his account. So I can say, hey honey, I didn't have enough for Best Buy, can you pay it $25? And he can pay it with his personal account. So that being said, we can pay it with anywhere. So when I change my direct deposit and I need to change the way this is, we should be all right. I'm thinking of probably changing it this way. So I thought about putting like all the buckets up here this way, Because then I can have the buckets from the people sinking fund, and then I can have the buckets from my account, and then just do 2 registers. Do a register for, obviously I got the register for the people's, but then do a register for my account. And give it more space to see what it's for. So I have space. Okay. So let me not get out of hand here. Let me see. So we spoke about that. So the other thing I do is that I saw on videos is meal planning. Wow, there is so many things out there for meal planning. What's up with just a notebook? I mean, this is how I meal plan, and I've been doing it like this for like a decade, I think. I take a notebook, I write down everything I have. So this is for week 26, which we are currently on, or we're gonna be on. And I write everything that's in my freezers, everything that I have for canning, all of my meats that are available, and then my 4 days that I cook. I usually cook between 3 or 4 days. So whatever I don't cook this week, I push it to the next week. And here's week 47. So why spend money on all this fancy stuff when you can save that money for your debt? You can save that money to pay off your debt, put your kid through college. I don't know, whatever you want to do with that money. Buy yourself new nail stuff. I started doing my nails about a year or 2 ago. I have not gone to a nail salon, and look at my nails. Yeah. I think I showed you guys on one of the Saturday videos me doing my nails. I mean, are they perfect? Probably not. They probably, if you look very closely, they probably look horrible. But from far away, they look nice. Nobody says anything. Everybody tells me how much they love my nails and who did them, and they start like looking at me weird when I tell them I did them. And I didn't pay any money for it except for the kit that I brought. So save some money, pay off some debt, people. If you're dead serious about your debt, you will save money in any way possible form you can. So like all of this, I save actually recipes, ideas. I put them in here. I've been doing, this is my 2021 book, so I've been doing this for a while. I had it in a regular notebook, and that one, as soon as I finished, I transferred over the recipes and I tossed it in the garbage. There was no point in keeping it. The same thing that's gonna happen with this one. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna just transfer over the recipes, because some of them, even though I write them, if we don't like them, then I don't transfer them over. I only transfer over the ones I like. If you see a psh, psh, that means I didn't like them. But so far I've cooked some of these, and so far they've been okay. I mean, some of them I even put, like, I change, instead of like 2 cans of something, I'll change it to 1 can, because obviously it was too much, it was too watery. I don't like watery stuff, so I would change it here. So you see right here, so I would next year, you know, when this notebook is done, when I transfer over this recipe, I know to write that it was only 4, not 10 or whatever. So that's me and my craziness. Or if I substituted something for garlic instead of whatever that was because I didn't like it, obviously next year I'll transfer it over the way we like it. So let me see, what else can I tell you? So this is like, and this only cost me I think $3, this notebook, but it's gonna last me at least, I want to say 2 years, because here is almost the whole entire year and I'm right here. So 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. So here's the whole entire first year. I'm pretty sure this will be another year or so. So I got a few, at least 3 years in this notebook to do my meal planning. And it only cost me $3. Not 10, not 15, not 20. I mean, I saw one out there. I'm not gonna name who it was. And that sucker was $50. I'm sorry, but I could pay $50 on my Best Buy credit card and get out of debt. So that being said, I will be changing all of this stuff, and I will let you guys know how it works out for us. Well, you guys will see how it works out for us, because we are going to be on this book going forward, but I've been doing the videos monthly instead of weekly. It's easier for me. I know sorry guys, I know you probably hate it, but it's easier for me to just show you the breakdown at the end of the month, show you what we done, talk about where we spent, what we paid off once instead of 4 times in a week. I work full time, I babysit, I try to keep up with this YouTube stuff. I don't get paid by them, but I do it for you guys. I do it for you guys. And then I do have my new bullet journal that I'm going to start doing. This is the extended virgin moleskin. This is going to be my 2022 daily. It has 400 pages on it. But this is going to be obviously daily instead of weekly. And I have mainly all my stuff. I still like to look at my debt journey. I still want to keep track of my A1C, all of the repairs for the cars, the camping information, because the only thing we're going to do next year for any kind of trips is just going to be camping. I don't think we're going to Tennessee next year. We're still debating on it, talking about it, because since it is no, I think we are going to go to Tennessee once next year, but it's going to be that one time to order our house, and that's it. Go check on the land, and that's it. Our visits to Connecticut is still there. And then I have future goals, like 5 years. Where do we see ourselves in 5 years? And then here starts my January. So I will be doing a flip through this when I'm done with it. I'm not done with it yet. I still gotta put my goals and stuff. Like, I still got a lot of stuff in here that I gotta finish. But I can't wait to get started on this one. This one was a grid. I think if I do a next one, it'll be dot. The grid is fine because then I don't have to follow too much with a ruler. But the grid is very noticeable. So I think I will be going dot next year for the 2023 if I do this book. So this is gonna be it. This will be my 2022 journal. I showed it ahead of time, a sneak peek of my 2022. It's definitely more than this one, so I won't have the same issue, but we fixed that issue with just putting everything here. And that's going to help out in having everything in this bullet journal, because one, I don't need to take it everywhere I go. I am going to put numbers here for my envelopes in here. So I can know what is it that I have when I go shopping, because obviously from this buckets, the only one I would need to know when I go out is Nina, if I find her food, clothing, and home, and medical. And not even, because in the beginning of the year I don't need to know the medical because I have my HSA card. So it's really just 3 buckets that I need to know. Oh, and of course these. But so I'm gonna figure that out here on how I'm gonna just put my numbers in and where. But this is gonna be so much better to go back to look at the end of the year, just flipping through 1 book instead of 3, because you should have seen me and my husband trying to flip through 3 books for numbers. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed my financial talk of 2021. Oh, my hair is sticking up. I hope you don't give up on your finances. You don't give up on your debt-free journey. Don't quit. Don't be a quitter. If you fall off that wagon, I've said it a million times. We have fallen off at least 3 to 4 times off the wagon where we under budget, where we stole from Peter to pay Paul. As long as you catch up, One. Two, don't do it again. I mean, if you know you're stealing from your groceries to pay for toilet paper, obviously next month bump up that toilet paper. Don't do it again. You know, learn from your mistakes. We've learned these past 3 to 4 years that we've been doing this. We have learned. And don't forget, all it takes is to start with a pen, a paper, a notebook. That's all you need right now. Just to get started. Get somewhere. Write everything down. Figure out what is it that you guys are doing that is not letting you be debt free. As long as you write everything down on a piece of paper. I think Dave Ramsey says that. And you see what is it that you are doing. Just that alone, by you visualizing what is it that you're doing, will help you. And if you fall off the wagon, you get back up. You get back on that wagon. And you do what you have to do to get out of debt. I mean, right now, I want to say since we started this journey, I started in 2017. And our debt journey was $80,000 in credit cards. You hear me? Credit cards. 88,000 dollars in credit cards. And as of 2020, we brought that down to $50,000 or $54,000. So it can be done. You can do this. You can come out of this craziness of being in debt. Your goals can be done. Our future is Tennessee, and that's what our goal is. So no matter what we do, no matter what we're doing, no matter what we buy, don't buy, and all that craziness, Tennessee is in the back of our mind. That's our goal. And 2 years from now, we gave ourselves a deadline, and that is our goal. That in 2 years from now, that's what we want. And by knowing that and doing that, helps us to get rid of all this craziness. So pick up a pen, even a pencil. I don't care. Pick up something. Write it down. Do you. Figure it out. Don't buy this crazy stuff that the world is selling to make themselves money. You can do it with a piece of paper and a pen and a notebook with just one checking account. And sometimes it don't even cost money to split your checking accounts. I used to do it back in 2017 with just one checking account and all the envelopes. And then as you learn, you will figure out what works for you. Remember that. What works for you is what you need to figure out. I did all the cash envelopes. I did the apps. I did... What else did we do? I've done everything you can possibly think of. And I figured out what works for us. Separating everything, having all the checking accounts, splitting everything is what's been working for us. So why mess something that is working? Obviously, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And if it is broken, try to fix it. You need to figure out what works for you. What works for me might not work for you, but you need to try it. Just try something so you can figure out how to get out of debt. I sit down with a lot of people and try to teach them and show them, but I can only show you, and you have to do the next step to get going, to go forward, to trying it, to doing it, to figuring it out. And it's not easy. I know, with $80,000 back in 2017, it is not easy to try to figure it out. But you know what? You do figure it out. If you want to have a saving goal, $5 putting towards your savings is $5 more that you did not have yesterday. So it's up to you on what is your goal. The same thing with, obviously, if you don't make enough money to pay your expenses, to pay your envelopes, to pay your sinking fund, and to have the extra money for the debt, you need another job. The math tells you you need another job. So go find one. Go find a job, especially around this time. We're in November. They're hiring everywhere. Everywhere I've been, there's a for hiring sign. We are hiring. So go apply. Go work. My husband, don't tell him I'm telling you this. You probably already know. The extra cash we make, one of them is him working at Kohl's. From all places, he makes what? You see it. The KH deposit, that's what it is. Don't tell him I told you. But it's Kohl's. He works at Kohl's at least 2 to 3 days a week. And he brings home $186 a week. For 3 days. About 4 hours. Don't forget, he works full time during the day. So 4 hours a day for 3 days a week, he's bringing home $186 a week. So go look for that job. The other side hustles, we are accountants. So we help other businesses do their books, do their taxes. I do people's taxes. So all those extra cash helps us. Obviously, we also rent rooms. And that's the rent that well, we don't rent rooms to strangers. There are kids, but we make them pay rent because they are adults. Adults. They need to pay that rent. They need to show responsibility. So you want to be mad at me, go right ahead. But they are adults. They're over the age of 18. 25, I think. I don't even know. They're in their 20s. Don't ask me about age because I don't even know how old I am. But they are old enough to pay rent. They work full time. They need to pay rent. Because if they lived anywhere else, obviously 2 years from now, they will not be living with us in Tennessee. And when they move out of here, they will be paying double the money than what they pay us. So they pay less than paying for a 1-bedroom apartment anywhere else. Double the money. So they need to learn. You need to teach your kids. Teach your kids. So that being said, thank you for watching me. Subscribe. Share this if you know anyone who is in a financial jam. Teach them. Help them. That's another thing. Have somebody that can help you. If you don't have help, comment below. I'm willing to help. I help people. Have someone that can help you figure out, smack you in the hand if you're buying that stuff that you shouldn't be buying. Have a person to keep you on track if you don't have one. Obviously, I'm married, so my husband is my person. So whenever I want to make a bulk purchase, we consult each other on our bulk purchases. Anything else minor than that, we don't consult it. But we do sit down, as we just did yesterday, and we do discuss our finances. And yes, he does ask me, well, honey, why did you spend blah 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 blah, whatever blah 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 that he saw. Yes, he will. And that is accountability. That person will be there to help you. And then sometimes you sit there and you're like, you know what, I don't even know why I spent whatever it was for whatever amount of money, you know. Or sometimes it's like, oh yeah, it's for Tennessee. We're starting to buy things as we have the money to take with us to Tennessee. So that kind of stuff, he'll look and he'll be like, oh, but you know, you really don't need that because we have this. And I'll return it because it's from Amazon or wherever. And as long as within that, and I didn't use it because obviously it was for Tennessee. I'll tell you right now, a pair of boots. And we took it back, we returned it because technically he made a good point. So there is accountability partners. If you don't have one, find one, your friend, someone that is willing to smack you whenever you buy something that you're not supposed to be buying. That being said, thank you for watching. God bless. Don't forget to subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. Deuces, people. See you next year. Bye. My bad. Not next year. I will see you guys at the end of the month when I reconcile my budget. Bye.